things fall apart at the end.
Same story. Great starting pitching. Offense did just enough to actually not win the game. There were some plays that could have been made. We had opportunities early in the game, but not able to capitalize on those opportunities. But again, the 8th inning proves costly.
Yeah, the Nationals' ERA in the 8th inning now up over 9 on the season. They were allowing more runs per inning in the 8th inning than they've played games. It's crazy to think. Let's go to the 8th inning now. And it's Wander Suero, a guy that's been really good at times, has also made mistakes at times. 2 days ago, it was a hanging curveball to J.D. Davis. Bo got it started with a hanging cutter there, and it all went downhill.
Well, it's a double down the line. He actually got jammed on that ball. And now you're saying to yourself, here we go again. Man on second base, nobody out. He gets Frazier with the top of the zone cutter, their big strikeout. Then you get the Babe, their best hitter. He strike him out at the top of the zone as well. They did a great job of watching Scherzer. We then intentionally walk Wilson Ramos to then set up the at-bat with 2 outs here with Gomez, and he makes him pay on a cutter/slider. Up, out over the plate, middle, put a good swing on it, and that's pretty much the difference in the ball game. 6-4, and the Nats lose the game.
Again, a 1-2 pitch there from Wander Suero. 1 pitch from getting out of the 8th inning, rather, sending the game to the 9th with the Nationals having a lead. Instead, the Mets take the lead. Bo, let's talk about the strategy now. The Nationals went after Pete Alonso, the Mets' hottest hitter. They ended up getting him out, but you said at the time, you first guessed this, it wasn't a second guess, you said that the decision to intentionally walk Wilson Ramos after pitching to Pete Alonso didn't make a lot of sense to you.
Well, it didn't. And again, this is not second guessing. Again, I've sat in the chair now understanding decision making. But if you're going to decide who you're going to try to get that last out from, and when you think about momentum, he gave up the double. He then strikes out Frazier. He then strikes out their best hitter,
right?
The guy who's leading the team in home runs and RBIs. If you're not going to walk him, then why walk the next guy? So it's almost like we took the momentum that we had and we gave it back to the Mets by intentionally walking Ramos to now pitch to the next guy, which now you have less margin for error if you're the guy on the mound. Even if you pitch to Ramos and you fall behind him and decide to walk him,
you have that base open.
You have that base open. But if you're going to pitch to the Babe with first base open, there's nobody else on the Mets that I'm not going to pitch to if I'm going to pitch to him with the base open.
Yet again, it was the Nationals bullpen, and we hate to keep hammering it, but it keeps becoming a factor. The Nationals, again, took a lead to the 8th inning, and it didn't happen. Here's the bullpen comparison between these two teams in this series. Mets bullpen has been pretty solid this year. Not tremendous over these 4 games, but they did a good enough job. The Nationals bullpen, I mean, these numbers are just crazy to look at. A 13.03 ERA in this 4-game series, and there you see at the bottom, inherited runners stranded, 1 out of 5. So even when, guys have come on, whether it's for a starting pitcher, whether it's to try and pick up for one of their fellow bullpen guys, they're not getting those big outs. They're not getting out of innings.
And again, we talked about the starting pitching throughout the course of the season. And the starting pitcher held true to form. Fedde threw the ball well. Max threw the ball well. You look at what Strauss was able to do today. The starting pitching, they're holding up their end of the bargain. When you look at that comparison, what you see is a New York Mets bullpen that actually just did a better job than our bullpen.
Eric Fedde allowed 1 earned run in 5 innings 2 days ago. Yesterday, Max Scherzer battled through 6 scoreless innings. Today, Steven Strasburg got stuck with 2 earned runs allowed in 7 innings. He pitched better than that. That was a wild pitch. They credited him with a wild pitch on a ball that Yan Gomes probably could have and should have blocked that moved a couple runners up. So this is now 3 straight starts, Bo, that your starting pitcher, as you mentioned, has given you a tremendous chance to win a ball game. The offense did enough, and the Nationals not picking up wins.
No, and again, we continue to harp on the bullpen, and even when you look at the home run, it's basically, it could be the right pitch, but it's not the execution that you're searching for. Carlos Gomez in that situation, he is a guy who will expand his zone. You don't have to throw him a strike the rest of that at-bat, and you're probably going to get him out because he's either going to chase and put something in play that he really can't do damage to, but the last thing you want to do is throw him a strike cutter/breaking ball in the middle of the plate.
You might not have needed to throw Carlos Gomez a strike that entire at-bat. That's how much that guy is swinging every time he steps into a batter's box. But, Bo, let's go to the top of the 8th inning when the Nationals trailing did what they've done of late. They battled. They came back in a game and took the lead.
Yes, you look at the offense here. Robles is able to single there. And now when you look at the situation, you're now in business. You have Gomes coming up, and now he's going to increase the gap here. And I talked about this. When you look at the fact that they were in no doubles, it allowed us to actually get second and third here, where we have a situation to bring the man into the batter's box who has been so clutch for us. And you see the no doubles there, and then Robles is able to get all the way around. He hesitated a little bit on his secondary lead from first. He may have scored on this ball.
There's 2 outs.
If he's running hard all the way, it could have been a situation where Chip Hell could have actually sent him. But then you bring Power to the plate. What more can we say about this guy and what he has delivered for this team since coming over from the San Francisco Giants? I love the energy that Power brings each and every day. That was a big hit. You see him with his fist pumping back to the dugout. That there is energy that this team definitely needs.
So Gerardo Parra comes through with a big hit there, Bo. The Nationals took a late lead. Finally, that offense came through with a couple big hits. They lacked that big hit through the entire first 6 innings of this game. They had a runner in scoring position every single one of their first 6 innings in this game and somehow only scored 1 run.
Yes, and again, you see here in the first, these are missed opportunities. You see that ball should be a double, obviously, with Eaton's speed. He actually missed first base and realized he missed the base, so he had to retreat back to first base. So instead of him being on second, he's now on first base. And if he's on second, you look at this base hit by Anthony Rendon, you can believe that it will score him instead. We now go first and third, and we're in position to possibly push one across, but then the Mets are able to turn the 1-4-3 double play, and that kills that inning. You then go to the second inning. You get the leadoff triple. You now have a situation where just put the ball in play and you can score a run. We get called out on strikes on a hanging breaking ball there, and then you get the double play ball here at the Robles walk. They go 5-4-3 to kill that inning.
Third inning now. This just keeps piling up, Bo. We're putting you to work here because there's a lot of missed opportunities.
You get the Trey Turner double, and then you get your best guy in the batter's box, and he take a called third strike there. Then you go to the 4th inning situation here, and you have first and third. It's 1 out, and again, we take a called third strike, and then Strasburg strikes out looking as well. When you look at all 4 of those innings and all the opportunities that we had and all the traffic that we had on the bases, those are situations where you're looking for the big hit, and we're just not coming through with them.
Yeah, in the first 6 innings tonight, the Nationals were 1 for 11 with runners in scoring position. They had 10 hits and 2 walks in those first 6 innings off of Steven Matz. They got 1 run. This whole series and recently, it's been an issue. Runners in scoring position, the Nationals not doing enough. Bo, we saw 4 strikeouts looking in that sequence there with runners in scoring position. One of them by Brian Dozier with, as you mentioned, a runner at third and nobody out. You put the ball in play and it's a run. Does this concern you? We've seen a ton of looking strikeouts from this team this year, most in the National League.
Well, I'm going to tell you, I'm going to share stories. This happened when I was playing with the Braves, and Gary Sheffield, who obviously is one of the best RBI players who ever played this game. It was man on third base, and it was nobody out. Okay? Well, no, it was 1 out. And I walked. We're going out to the field. The next guy hits into a double play in the inning. We're going out to the field. Sheffield grabbed me. He said, "Hey, man, you can't walk in that situation. The only way they walk you in that situation is intentional." He said, "That man on third base and the infield is playing back, anything close, you put the ball in play because that's like hitting a home run." So when you get in that situation, yes, you want to get something that you can drive, but once you get to 2 strikes,
change your mindset.
Your mindset got to be the infield is back. They're giving me this run.
Right.
I'm now just going to play pepper with the middle of the diamond to get that run home.